this video we're gonna go ahead and develop the pillars for the game. So we're gonna go ahead and develop these guys that are gonna hold the bricks where our players are gonna stand. Now these pillars are 16 pixels by 150 pixels, and if you zoom in we got some cracks, and we'll see how to do it. So let's go ahead and create a file new, 16 by 150. Once again, make sure you have a background color so that we can see some details, but we're probably gonna not worry too much about them. So we have our initial layer. Zoom in until you get a size that you can work with, and we're gonna be zooming in and out a lot in this video because we got a lot of details that we gotta work with. Again, you never want to work on your background layer. You always want to create a new layer. Make sure you have it set to transparent C for the layer fill type. So I'll click OK, and we're gonna be working on that layer, right? Let's go back and take a closer look at how we did this pillar. If you zoom in all the way through, you realize that we have about a pixel for black outline, and then 2 pixel intervals of color to give this sort of roundness to the pillar. It makes it look kind of round. So let's get started with the outlines. Once again, let's just go ahead and use the pencil tool. Make sure that the size is 1 pixel. Let's make sure that the color that we have is black, since we're going to be doing the outline. So one way to do it, just click at the top all the way to the bottom, hold shift so you can get entire straight line. Let's go ahead and make sure that we got the right size and everything. So there you have it. We have our first outline. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Again, you can zoom in and out by changing this tool or by holding the control key. So let us do the next one. So we're gonna do one on the outside. Let's go ahead and select the pencil tool again, find that pixel, hold shift, and here we go. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have that about right. So yes, we got it, and if you see, we have our first part of it. Now on the original one, also a little bit too far. On the original one we have this colors. So let's go ahead and get the first gray, which is going to be the darker one. Now we're going to go from the outside in, and if you notice there are 2 pixels and so on and so forth. So let's go back. We could go ahead and do it with the pencil tool, but let's simply go ahead and select the rectangle selection tool. And hold on a second, that was not what I was hoping for. Here we go. So we're gonna make it about 2, position it, and bring it all the way down. So just drag it all the way until you reach the edge of the layer. Once again, we're going to fill it, so select the bucket fill tool, and we have it. Let's grab this selection so we don't have to do it again, and just move it to the edge, and we're gonna fill it once again. Let's maintain that selection since we already have it, so that we can reuse it throughout this project. So let's go back to the original one. Let's grab the second color, and again, this could go as long as you drop down a shade or 2, it will look nice. So far our starting color, for those of you that are watching, is 135, 135, 135, and then we're gonna make it lighter as we go along. So let's grab the second one. Let's go back here, and if you notice, the color is 189, 186, and 186. We made it just a tiny bit lighter. So let's select that selection once again, move it about 2 pixels to the right, to the left, sorry, and let's color it once again. Let's select it and bring it to the other side and bucket fill and fill it. And as you see, we're already getting a little bit of a transition. You can play with the colors until you get something that is right. We kind of liked how this one turned out, so we're gonna go ahead and do it for the rest. So let's go ahead and go to the next color, and this color is 219, 219, 219. Once again, grab the selection, select it, move it to the side, fill it with the bucket fill tool, and color it. The shortcuts, one more time, are R for the rectangle selection tool and Shift B for the bucket tool. So press R, click on it, let's grab the selection, move it to the other side, bucket fill, we fill it, and we almost have that transition done. Let's just get the center one. There we go. And that final color is 237, 237, 237 for our RGB values. So let's select the selection, Shift B, and there we have it. If you want to zoom in or zoom out, select the zoom tool. I'm going to hold Control and click as I get away from that selection. And as you notice, we're still a little bit closer than we should be. We're at 200% of what it's actually going to look like. There's 100%. So we get our nice little rounded cylinder. So let's go and zoom in one more time. Now if you notice, our cylinder also has a little bit of some cracking, since we're kind of going for an aged kind of style for the cylinders, and these are very nice to do. It kind of helps to go a little bit creative and just go with what you feel. There's no unique science. If you look at pictures of cracks on the rocks or things like that, it will help you in case you don't have any idea of how you're gonna go. But for this case, let's just go and do some. Once again, create a new layer. Since we're gonna be adding details, you probably want to create a new layer to separate yourself from the rest of the image, because you don't want to have to redo all this guy simply because you made a mistake on the crack. So let's go and zoom in a little bit, and this is how we're gonna do the cracks. We're gonna select the pencil tool, make sure that the size is at 1 pixel, and let's make sure that the color is black, and then just go ahead and drag it on. So we're gonna drag a diagonal and then just add little pixels here and there that make it seem like you have little cracks. Usually diagonals work out a little bit nice. And make sure you guys some details. Again, these are not gonna come out exactly like we did on the other video, simply because we're not following per se, and it doesn't really affect us that much. We're just adding some extra sugar to the art, some little nice thing. Here we go. And if you want to have like a center crack, that one came out a little bit too straight. You want to, again, since things just happen to crack a little bit randomly, you don't want to go with too many straight edges. And there you have it. We have our pillar. Feel free to get creative with the cracks on the pillars until you feel that you like them. I think that did it really well for us. So again, I suggest you go ahead and save the images in case, so that you can always come back and redo any mistakes that you want. But once you're ready, just export this. So click on the export. It will bring you the export tool. Save it so that you have it as a PNG, and then just click export so that you can use it in your games. And that does it for this video.